Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Let me keep turning that music down because it looks like our volumes are relatively close. Maybe I'll slide into the mic a bit. Awesome. Hope everyone's having a good day. It's been a much nicer week for me than last week, so that's good. Unbeatable deck 03 at CBI. On the day I lost 3 games, then dropped. Drawing a card when playing Spark of Inspiration. This is a fun deck, and I'm glad to see Sebastian's like, no, I'm going to keep iterating on this. That's fine. WooTube Dancing in the Dark. Baramu doing a fun thing. Oh man, everyone else is out here making the original network content. I'm like, no, let's build some. Well, I guess Aggro Shapers could be a thing. Night Dancer, half run. Wait, what are we doing with Night Dancer here? So with the 6th strength. So is it like, oh, we can throw a Trebuchet. Night Dancer is probably, no, it's going to be the same influence as Ansel. So I gotta imagine it's just as good. I guess you can Zato it for some extra value. Interesting. What else do we got? I'm always kind of curious. Oh, goodness. JTFQ on... Walking out with the Whack-A-Mole Sandberg. Play Operational Restore. Seamless Launch. Tried playing BRW, Baramu decks, and it doesn't work. Yeah, Baramu decks are like... There's, who else? Who's the other person I'm always thinking of? Oh, his name is Justin Satsuro, I think. Satsuro, who like just builds these shaper decks. Like, oh, I don't understand these, and does completely fine with them. Okay, so I have a version of this I sort of built up the other day, but I want to try and improve it a little bit. So I want to play Padma. And I think what I want to do is charge Awaken Plant. And we're going to be silly here. And we're going to play a Sneak Door Beta. Because it does have synergy with Awaken Plant. Sneak Door Beta. Orca. How can we make Orca work? So to play Orca, we probably want Paperclip. And we want Ngolo. And we want Orca, right. And then we go 3x Spark. Do we play any Turbines? Do we play Turbines with this rig? Or are those just whiffs? Maybe those are just whiffs. The reason I kind of don't like it is because I also want to play a Conduit here. Like, what I was playing was like, this is not an aggressive deck. This is a sit back and do nothing deck. So I'm gonna not do the Spark Orca thing for right now. If we can get back to it, we'll get back to it. We're gonna do obviously the Endurance. We're gonna do Creative Commissions. We're gonna do Dirty Laundries. We're gonna do what's it called? Into the Depths. We're basically just playing a prepaid deck. We can play Conduit Sector, but we should put some actual breakers in here. I also really like Fermenter right now. We're just going to do 2 pinhole threadings and claim that Reality Plus is not actually a real deck because everyone saw, like, everyone just watched my latest video and saw that it's just as good to play Ag Infusion and Sports Metal, and so they'll play those, and you don't need pinhole threading in either of those matchups. So, okay, Daily Cast seems like a good call. What else do we have here? Simul chip is good. Yes, that's a good one. I probably will only run 2 simul chips because I don't think there's a ton of stuff we need to recur. We definitely need some draw though. Diesel seems like a good start. And I guess we can also get Dr. Nuka, the creator of Diesel. I'm assuming that's canon. Oh boy, I really need a haircut. My goodness. We're gonna try and... Nope, that's not gonna do it. Okay. Oh, I also have the wrong light on. Oh my goodness, my hair looks absolutely bonkers. Okay. I needed a haircut like a week ago. No, like a month ago at this point. I know, I should put out a follow-up video of I found the best decks and just make them like total meme decks. Rigging up. So, alright, if we're doing rigging up, we can actually probably get away with a hyperbaric. I don't really want to play Gauss or Propeller here. Well, I guess I'm playing Gauss, or I'm dropping the Sneak Door Beta for a paperclip. When am I overclocking here, Shishu? I actually think this is one of the Shaper decks that doesn't use overclock, because you'll note we're not running SMC. We're also not running Clot. You know what? For Phil, we're gonna put this down. This is how we're gonna charge up our hyperbaric. Okay, what obvious things am I missing? I mean, can we actually... So what are our bad hits on... If I switch out the hyperbaric... Like, I'm like, what are actually our bad hits if I play Spark? And it's like Misdirection. That's a 1 of, so I shouldn't hit that too often. The biggest thing is I want a better... I want a better Fractor. I just have to pay Influence if I want a good Fractor. Which is pretty rude of Null Signal. Like, we couldn't have printed a good Fractor for Spark. Instead we get... I mean, I like Propeller a lot. Especially if we're going to bother to run the Simul chips. So, we're going to cut a Gauss and run 2 Propellers instead. And then we're going to look at neutral and... we're just going to look at all these cards. Oh, yeah, we'll run a Bachelor Synth Gland. Yeah. We'll run a Bath, yep. Oh, I wish I could run a DJ. Do I run a one of... No, I don't really want to run one of those. And we can run a one of Flux Capacitor. Okay. Killer Whale. Hey, Chris. This is maybe... Actually, okay, so let's talk about why I think this is dubious. So, I don't know that this is necessarily going to be the best stream to learn deck building, but I think there's some ideas that I'm following that I can talk about quickly here, which is when building a runner deck, there's like building runner decks is a little bit weird, right? Because the big thing you're trying to do is make sure that you have an answer for We'll turn down the music just a touch, actually. You want to make sure you have a coherent game plan, but also that your game plan is inherently... Not be fiddling with these cards. That your game plan is able to adapt to the tempo of the corp. This deck is kind of not doing that. It's saying, I'm going to try and set the pace of the game by having wakes, sneak door betas, and conduits, and trying to power through things that way. We could play one Hippocampic Mechanocytes, potentially. But I would say, whenever you start with a deck, the things you should make sure it has is a game plan, and the next thing you should make sure that it has is economy. But the number of slots you should put on those is basically the reverse of that. Economy right now should be almost your entire deck. Win conditions should usually, well, in the goods decks and standard right now, are like 3 cards. So... Oops. But, yeah, so actually, I mean, this is one of the things, actually, while I'll put the lobby up, and then we'll go and pull up, actually, I think one of the best sites for learning how to deck build is to go to Always Be Running, which is a site that just basically most Netrunner tournaments go and log themselves on this. And we gotta look for this 74-person event, and we can open up like these decks. And so we can see, like, if we look at this Hoshiko list, boy, that was oh, I just didn't hear the prompt. Oh, this is gonna be rough. I mean, this is a decent start, though. This could be, hey, Kolana. This might be not Reality Plus Prison. We'll see. We'll see actually probably pretty quickly here. I think we no action this. We're ending on 6, so we're pretty vulnerable to hard-hitting news. But they'd go down to basically 2 credits to land it, which I think is unlikely. I'm really curious what's going on in this R&D. Is this in a maze? Oh, it's a prize sack. Okay. Oof. Okay, that's pretty bad for me. That was a lot of tempo loss. And that's a funhouse on R&D. I'm really curious to see where that goes. I don't think that's worth it for them, but we'll see. I'm just going to get this down for the future. So at some point, we're just going to slap down a conduit and go. But I'm going to move fairly slowly because my opponent's threats here are going to be at some point scoring AR enhanced security. Let me go and pull that card. Oh, it's actually going to take me a minute. So I'm not going to rush into anything. I think I like installing this wake implant, and of course it hits the conduit, so we're going to have to get something else sorted out. So we're going to get the simul chip down just to get that going. Because now we can do something like install propeller, and then turn our propeller into a 1-cost conduit. Yep, there's the Ares score. Opponent is on no credits, so this is really a turn where we need to try and exploit them. So here we're going to start running R&D. And we just need to try and steal a bunch of agendas. That's not great. I probably want to remove the tag here, which is going to be unfortunate. Opponent can go credit, install Funhouse HHN. Okay, we're going to make this conduit run. And then I'm going to expect... Oh, of course it's the ping res. Of course it's the ping res. What else would it be? Why, I'm being just a dummy. This was me just tempoing myself for some reason. I guess we're probably gonna, like... Yeah, we're just gonna play really slow. We can actually credit clear a hard-hitting news next turn. And we've got outs here. So we might be okay. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna go credit. Remove 4 tags. We can at some point run HQ a bunch. I'm assuming this is like a Price X Sansan. I don't know what 3 and 4 are here. We do see an Orca. It is not getting installed this game, almost certainly. There's almost certainly also an Amani Sinai somewhere. Ooh, that's exactly what we want. Probably going to induce a purge, but I think that's okay. I don't think we're installing the Orca this game, and I don't need a second diesel, because I can always start to run R&D to charge up a diesel here. Me and my opponent are both just going to be sitting here cruising along for a bit. They have to decide when they're going to do the purge. Oh, that's unfortunate for me. 2 p.m. Phase 3. What am I going to lose here? Conduit's fine. I don't particularly mind losing the conduit, I think. Credit. Honestly, we can just keep... Actually, can I I can't really into the depths HQ here, can I? If there was a ping, I'm quite mad. I think, actually, I can afford to sack the diesel here. With the idea that next turn I can go Sure Gamble, raking up Endurance, into the Depths HQ. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Dr. Nuka, like, everyone was like, oh man, this is so much worse than Earthrise Hotel. But coming down for 1 is such a big deal. And we're just going to gain credits off of this HQ run here. We're not installing any programs. We don't particularly need to charge up the boat. I don't think it's, like, busted, but it's pretty solid at minimum. Actually, you know what we could do is we could grab Propeller. We also kind of have to trash this Amani Sinai here, now that I realize that we've installed the boat. Which was a bit of a mistake to install it right before. So what we might do is pop our Fermenter just to get some extra money. Let's not die to snare today. Into the depths, we're going to gain 4. We access the Funhouse. You know what? We have a credit lead. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run R&D. We're going to charge Nuka. We're going to let... Actually, yeah, we're going to let Unbroken Sabretoones fire. This is like 2 clicks to draw 3, which is pretty bad as I think about it, but we're probably charging Nuka again next turn. Oh, that's not an agenda. That's fantastic for us. Because that lets us pop Fermenter, clear Amani Sinai, clear the tag, and then draw 3 cards. Maybe not in that order. Maybe we want to draw 3 first, because we could find our last Sure Gamble. Maybe, yeah, we do have to pay into this. We don't really want to lose our boat. Let's see. So we can go trash both of these for 9, and then clear tags. is maybe the correct play. Let's hit this first. I think what we're going to do is we're going to Into the Depths R&D. We're going to charge our Awaken Plant. End the run. We are going to breach the server and see 2 extra cards. And Darn is going to charge... Let's actually... No, let's gain 4. We need the money. No action on the pad. If I trash the prize deck, I take my tags. No action. And a Hydra. Okay. I think we can get rid of this Nuka now. And fantastic. So, even if they score another 3-2 this turn, it's not really the end of the world for me. Because I can just pop it down for 5. But it is a little bit scary because of agenda points. It probably is worth doing this, though. Okay, so we're going to Dirty Laundry Archives to get the Spin Doctor out of the way. We're going to just take some tags here. We're going to run server 4. Pay 5 to trash. And then we're going to clear 6 tags. Opponent can't purge and HHN us in the same turn. So if they HHN us, we just pop Fermenter for 12 credits, clear off the HHN. Public Trail could hit us and like potentially do something. You think server 2 is Mavirus? Could be. Could be. I think it's more likely a price sack, but we'll see. Okay, so we were not punished. We're going to gain 12. Let's run server 11 first. No action. Now we can run server 2. This could, in theory, be a Hydra, but won't be. Oh, I did this a little too late in the turn. Do I take the tag? Yeah, probably. This is going to be a price sack, which is going to be annoying. Okay, yep. UPM is annoying. We're going to take 4 tags here. And then we're going to draw a card. Yeah, I think we're just pretty lost. Yeah, GG. Yep, so didn't play that particularly accurately. We also see why you don't want a lot of expensive cards. Trying to see. Yeah, we had a pretty good draw. We had a pretty good draw, all things considered. Yeah, I probably need to sit back, build up for money, rather than contest the board on no money. But, you know, we live and learn. And maybe we'll slowly think about ways we can improve the deck. Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is, like, we're having to run a lot. That deck... I mean, I feel like that deck shouldn't be a real threat to us. I think we needed the Propeller to, like, hammer R&D, but our deck's actually not set up to hammer through a... like, that would be a game where we'd want a Gauss. A Gauss would be pretty good. Like, I think that's actually the difference between us winning and losing that game. Because if we can just power through everything they're doing... do I like this hand? Install, draw, do something, gain 5? Sure. Yeah, because if I can just like conduit through R&D there, I'm like really good, and maybe that's just like what I needed to do. And maybe not charging the Amani Sinai was a mistake. I don't know. I think I played pretty badly that game, frankly, as I think back on it a little bit more. But oh, I also should get my should move to my JNet position. I should get my my Python up and running so I can grab some stuff. So no turn 1 threats here. I kind of like just doing a 0 cost install here. If this is a Drago, like, I'll be impressed. I think it's a bad play if it's a Drago. Seems like it's maybe a Spin Doctor or a Prysac. I don't know. Sorry, just getting my stuff up and running. Oh wait, I have to edit something in the file too. But we're back into the game. Okay, so this looks like yet another shenanigans deck. So I'm betting this first card is the Prysac. Let's not commit early endurances while we don't have to. Let's draw 3. Oh, we kind of whiffed. Oh, shoot. Oh, frick. Okay. Whew. That would have been tragic, I'll be honest. I think we're just going to install a simul chip. I don't think I need the diesel with a second Nuka in hand. Yeah, but once again, our goal is really to try and hammer centrals and try and ignore the board as much as possible. So, let's see if we can make that happen. Yeah, we'll just run R&D, I think. Charge this up. Oh, actually, Turnpike's some good info here. Opponent definitely can hard-hitting news me here, and that would be a thing I'd be pretty sad about, because I'm actually only going to go to 6. So a better option there was to click for a credit, I think. Yeah, so they're just going to HHN me here. Yeah, that's pretty bad. We'll just clear down, and if they want to spend their turn trashing, that's fine. Wow, it's just effectively costing themselves 1 credit is pretty good. Do I draw for misdirection? Let's do it once. Okay. I don't particularly mind. I don't think I'm using the Hyperbaric this game. Maybe not using the Endurance either. I'm probably overvaluing the simul chip over the Endurance here. They kind of have to trash this daily casts. I guess we're just gonna actually do this. And we can ditch a symbol chip at this point, I think. So, like, they had a nice window there, and they haven't really... Oh, so this is the Arella nonsense deck. It doesn't have a ton of money here, though. Like, it's got enough money for a ping, I guess. I didn't think that deck ran HHN. Interesting. We're going to run Archives, and we're going to take 2 negative points here. Oh, fast break means that was actually incorrect, I think. But that's okay. I forgot about fast break. Probably, I mean, the news team is just annoying here. Hey, Jamie, we are getting dumpstered because I have apparently forgotten how to play Shaper. I was doing okay with it yesterday. And just completely face planting against Reality Plus. Okay. So I think it's going to be Sure Gamble, Propeller, Run Server 1. We will take a tag, which is very annoying. We're going to place power counter, break Funhouse. It's 1 more credit than actually just breaking Funhouse the hard way. Okay. Sand's like the essential card there. Now, we have actually $0 and no way of getting back. And so we're going to assume that this is somehow enough. Oh, Bessler Synthland is nice here. Oh, wait, why did I run through the funhouse when I had pinhole threading? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh my goodness. I like almost want to just concede. Like there's very little realistic ways where I win this from now on. And B, like I could have saved myself so much here. We're gonna pinhole threading this card, I think. We're going to match and fully break IP block. Then we're going to charge that propeller back up. Charge that propeller back up. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you play badly and don't put enough econ in your lists. Holy moly, though. Okay, this has to be Rashida, I think. Oh, okay, that works too. Opponent should draw here. Yep, exactly what they're doing. Oh, good. We got a 15 minutes. That's really valuable for us. Okay, we're just gonna rip the only agenda that they drew there. And we're going to ignore the fact that we've basically turned Freedom of Information on by staying at 2 tags. And that's to be the game. GG. Okay. So how do we make this deck better? Okay, well, we clearly don't have the money for Orca. So that's going. Sorry, Phil. Echelon seems more our speed. I think we need... oops, no, Hyperbaric is fine. Hyperbaric is consistent with our game plan. But I think Gauss is going to outperform Repeller for us here. I was hoping... I like Repeller a lot, but when we can't tunnel through a ping, I'm a little bit concerned. What econ cards can I run that I am not running right now? A self-modifying code might be helpful just for smoothing. We could run a Proco, but we're not using it. We could run a one of environmental testing as just an extra econ card, but I suspect it's pretty bad with only like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 targets. Would drip econ help, or are you going to go? Are you going to up the tempo? Probably drip econ. Probably the main way to go. Do you have a card you're thinking of? The reason I say drip econ, well, okay, so we could drop the Sneak Door Beta for like a good card, probably. We actually have like a good chunk of econ for what Shaper can provide. Like, I'd love to get more early tempo, but I suspect that just doesn't exist in faction. Like, spec work isn't gonna work for us. I guess, actually, you know what? Okay. Here's the tempo card. That's definitely tempo. Cubon. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna be super greedy. I'm not sure what drip you're talking about in System Gateway. Fermenter's really like the best drip. So yeah, Jamie, I think the theory on why Sneak Door would be good is not that, like, oh, I can deal with all the ice on HQ. It's that the ice on HQ, like, the way that the breakers this deck had were pretty mediocre. And so Sneak Door was a way to say you have to protect Archives, HQ, and R&D all at the same time. I mean, this is actually not a good hand, but we can maybe get there. Oh, you know what? Let's move my camera over. Actually, no, we can zoom in a bit. That's why my camera's where it is. Okay. I'm really surprised I didn't read that pad campaign during my turn. I'm quite surprised. But in general, I'm... Okay, that's good. Let's show me what you got. I think like a Funhouse I'm happy to bounce on. Turnpike, we come out at plus a tag minus credit. Okay. Oh, sick. Everyone makes money now. Everyone makes money when we run HQ. I make a buck, they make a buck. Okay, that's good to see. They could probably land an HHN here. I guess that pop-up window cost us net minus a credit. Yeah, here comes the HHN. We just keep hitting HHN. It's almost like it's a good card or something. But Beth gets us there. Do you have HQ pressure besides Waken Plant? No, because there's not HQ pressure besides Waken Plant in the game for Shapers. Alright, great. So we're gonna... I guess Docklands Pass is a card I could play. That's true. Wake is a 2x. I think I'm just going to keep clicking for credits because Corp is not making me do anything here. And this is sort of why these sorts of decks that are trying to be aggro are bad. Is basically because like Corps are much better at like throwing back tempo, and if they're presenting threats, that's where they become vulnerable. And Runner Econ is kind of in a spot where, okay, that's great. Okay, so if I go into the depths, make it into HQ, I think that's actually just not good right now. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. So we are getting back into this game economically. We're probably going to concede. Oh, are we going to concede a seamless launch artificial crypto crash here? I feel like the answer might be yes. Let's take our meat damage here. Okay, great. We're gonna draw, and we're gonna play another creative commission. It's kind of too bad there's no tag positive shaper cards. I'm not sure what you mean. Like tag me shaper cards. I mean, we have to start running at some point here, right? Yeah, Obelisk, counter surveillance, rogue trading. Yeah. I think I'm gonna run server 6 here. I'm not like even a Hydra I'm okay with. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, I think spending 2. We can let the unbroken subroutines fire. And I'm going to continue. It was a second Hydra. I'm probably okay with that too. Yep. Okay, cool. I think I can take the 2 net damage here and be totally fine. Oh, it's 3 net damage. They're going to be dripping for a bunch, so I think I actually still care more about that. I don't care about the cards in my hand right now. There's some worlds where I never get an Echelon installed, and I'm a bit bummed, but that feels pretty important, honestly. And let's go take out some of their econ. Hey, Andre. I'm like maybe slowly recovering against just back-to-back slaughters by Reality Plus. So. I really wish I had another program in hand. Because then I could get this conduit down, which is what the whole point of the deck. Let's run HQ. There might be agendas in there. I want to slow down their tempo. No, and we'll let Unbroken Subroutines fire here, I think. Do I go and trash their stuff? No, because that's probably another artificial crypto crash. Ooh, okay. So here comes the real question. Do I put this cube on the pop-up window and run R&D for plus a credit? Or do I flip it into a conduit? I think the premise of the deck is that I flip it into a conduit. So if they crypto crash me, I go down to 5, then I drip back up for 4. So I start with 9. But yeah, actually, yeah, Andre, good, very nice job on the Wayland video as well. I'm sure you're getting that from a lot of corners, but I'm glad someone's doing the startup bullet and reintroducing a really classic archetype. Oh, Ares, interesting. Yeah, I hope we get more Taggett bag support in the near future. I think it's a very... So actually, Jamie, like this is an example of a board state where I would not mind having access to a theoretical sneak door beta, right? Okay, so now I get to put the conduit down. I could trash it, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna always. Now we're gonna do this. Okay, there we go. So the idea, I guess, is that we're supposed to be doing powerful stuff in this manner. Opponent's going to beat our R&D lock. They have a toll booth on R&D now. So in theory, what we can do is like now run HQ a little bit and then charge things up. So I need to get the hyperbaric at some point, though I have the rigging up, so I really don't actually want to get it that way. But I think what I'll do is I'm going to run HQ. Do I take the tag here? Is that cheaper than my endurance counters? Probably not. Because I only need 1 endurance counter to go through the toll booth. So now I'm going to trigger, so my Wake Implant comes first, then I'm going to use Endurance Charge itself, and then we're just going to charge the Wake Implant again, and then we see a hard-hitting news. Okay. Let's look for a credit then. You've been playing Reprise in Startup Aggro Shaper. Interesting. Oh. Pad campaign, not scoring remote. I mean, like, the tricky thing here is, like, I can't stop the court from getting more credits than me. There may be a world where I should actually use this into the depths to grab misdirection, and then I just don't have to worry about HHN for the rest of the game. That's probably actually what the correct line was. But I think this might be a regional dialect thing. This is actually a great turn to Into the Depths on R&D. So yeah, Reprise is how I've always heard it said. We're gonna charge the Wake Implant here. Yep, we'll continue to encounter this ice. We will... Oh! You know what? This is dumb because I'm not getting my conduit triggers. Might be more a class thing than a regional thing. That could also be the case too. Okay, so we're going to get... we're going to resolve endurance. We're going to charge a card. And then we're going to install a program from our stack, which is going to be Misdirection. And then we'll see 3 extra cards. Best defense on top. Oh! A best defense on top? Really? Really? Are you joking? Ugh. That's just so brutal. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I don't need a second rigging up because I have literally one card left in my deck that I can rig up. My opponent purged and didn't play best defense. What? Okay. Well, I guess it's fine then. Let's try and get our frickin' Hyperbaric. We're going to install a Basilar Synth Gland here. What did we lose? Pinhole, Threading, and Endurance? Not ideal, but... let's see... With 9 cards left in the stack, I don't need a... There it goes. Did I make a run this turn? No, I didn't. Okay, cool. So no misdirection this turn. Okay. So we're going to go Diesel. Rigging up our Hyperbaric. Diesel. Fermenter. Do I just install another Fermenter? Or... I think maybe I'm going to put the Flux Capacitor on the Authenticator. And... install my last Simul chip. Okay, Andre, look. Just because I'm playing aggro doesn't mean I can't play good cards. Just because I'm... yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, this is fun now, because I can run HQ. Eventually I'll charge up my Hyperbaric. But that I'll also be able to charge up my Wake Implants while doing so. Best defense, predictive planogram, and we just can't avoid the... Actually, no, we can totally avoid the HHN. We've got Simul chips. Oh, that's why they shuffled back the best defense. The other thing is we have literal years to score out here, so it's not that big of a deal. It's funny, I think Spark is triggered like basically every turn, and I actually am still doing okay. Okay, we're going to divert power. We're going to de-res a bunch of shenanigans. To what? Res a Hydra? Nope, just resing a pad campaign. So literally just trying to play Prison. Like, I'm not hearing any of this shit, Andre. Okay, so the question really is... What's my valuable run here? Because, like, I'd love to get these Hyperbarics for free, but I can't do that. Like, I just can't run R&D right now in a way that makes sense. So it's like, I can just legwork HQ, I guess. Or, not legwork. That would be nice, though. I don't really want to use Endurance here. But maybe what I'll do is we're just going to actually use the effect on Authenticator, right? Oh, no, it's the first time you break. Okay, so no. We actually are just going to basically break our own back here. And then we can charge up our Wake Implant. Done. We can let the Unbroken Subroutines fire. I don't even know what threat level alpha does. Okay, there's the hardening news that we know is around. Do I just click for more credits here? My opponent's tempo negative on all of their reses except this one. Is this the first time each turn? No, each encounter. Ooh. Ooh. So now I can charge up an Endurance for the cost of a basically a 3-credit swing, which is probably not good. Oh, I can actually get 2 credits off this hyperbaric charge, which is what I really want to do. Okay. Yeah, so now I guess we're fully breaking the authenticator. Nah, we're just going to break the one. And now we can charge up the hyperbaric. Done. Let unbroken subroutines fire. NAPD Cordon, I don't think I want to take 2 tags to deal with. The question is this enough to go and run R&D now? I feel like it probably is. We can just click for credits, though. No, let's start charging up the conduit. We haven't seen... I think we saw a boom. Yeah, we did see a boom already. They haven't shuffled it back in, which is sort of interesting. I think endurance is what I want to charge here. Weight counters are already maxed out, so... Steal Crypto Crash, Steal Bologna, Steal Crypto Crash. Okay, let's go. Fantastic. Love to get Toll Booth for 4 credits. Yeah, I mean, in my defense, this is like, up until this turn, right, there was 4 agenda points out of the game with 22 cards left in R&D. Like, they were going to be somewhere, so... it can be an okay thing. Man, though, the game does not want you to run early as a runner right now. It is really tricky. It is quite tricky. I wonder if we made back the cards from Bachelor Synthland. Oh, it just doesn't tell me. I guess it's, when does my turn begin? Or no, so I installed Battler Synthland on turn 14, and the game ended on turn 16. So, I definitely did not get my Bachelor Synthland value. I did get my Beth value, though. Oh, that was like a 6-click turn, wasn't it? And I just didn't notice, casually. You don't get the Bachelor Synthland. Click the turn it's installed. They're only allocated at the start. This is a change that got made by the rules team. If you want to complain, the rules manager is here. I don't know why they decided to nerf cold ones, but they did. No, I think there's reasonable reasons to make click gain kind of work that way, but... Who was, do I have ArkhamDB on here? I don't know Arkham cards nearly as well, but I do sort of know. What? Okay. Does this work when you install him? Oh, that's nice. We take an additional action during your turn. All right, action. I can see. I should really get someone to. So, hold on. Yeah, I mean, to some extent, like it's a one-on-one game, so it doesn't matter quite as much. Let's see if I can get my ArkhamDB credentials really quickly. I didn't make anything original, but I got to like I was having a lot of fun with this deck, and then Eric and Chris stopped playing with me, and so I'm just never gonna finish Innsmouth. But I was just doing this, the really fun Eldritch Sophist, where are we? Red Clock deck. And I had done my upgrades in a bad order, so I'd been playing with Red Clock 3 rather than Red Clock 5 for a long time. That was like, I'm like, oh wait, it is so much faster if I play Red Clock 5. It is definitely worth the like 6 extra XP. So I guess Red Clock 2 versus Red Clock 5. Yeah, I mean, this deck is just a ton of fun, and like as you get out segments of Onyx pretty quickly as well, so you get your what do you call it, Pendant of the Queen, and you just get to play Pendant of the Queen every turn, and it never runs out. Feels pretty good. And then I was like, oh yeah, we're so XP rich, I'll grab a Mr. Rook, and it's just like this wild deck. I don't know, neither Chris or Eric had seen Survey the Area, and it felt okay. It has some weird hits, but like this is generally testing for like if you're doing an investigate with like lockpicks, doesn't this, I'd assume this tested for 8, but I'm realizing that's not actually how it does. Yeah, we are playing with Taboo. So like I'm paying 4 extra for Rook, but I did look this up and I think this is right. Normally, I couldn't play Mr. Rook without, or like if Mr. Rook's like extra experience cost was true experience cost, I couldn't play him because I'd be limited to secret cards level 0 to 2. But it seems like you're still able to play with them. Like you can still include them, you just pay the cost for everything. So, I don't know. I'm going to finish these brownies real quick while they're still warm. So that's number one. I think there's 2 things. One, my experience, having played like the first 2 I played the first campaign with like the intro box campaign, which has like no experience in it. I played the second campaign, which I forget what it's called, which had more experience, but I was playing it solo 2-handed, and I was like I got to like 20 experience, I think. And then by the time, this is Innsmouth, which is like one of the last 3 campaigns, and it has both a lot of experience, and I was playing with 2 people who had played it before, so knew where to optimize to get extra XP, and so like we were just hoovering up experience. That's sort of what's going on. Path to Carcosa. Path to Carcosa was their second. That's such a strong... I really enjoyed Carcosa. That was a lot of fun. I have not played the Scarlet Keys because I sort of lost momentum when trying to just play it by myself. So the solo campaign I did, I basically played this Trish deck, and then I played Yorick, which was just like a ton of fun. Like I really enjoyed. Okay, so I got to 34 experience. Like having Yorick just run around whacking people and like pulling things up. Also, Jamie, you may want to, instead of adding Restream bot, adding the person you're replying to. It's a little bit more annoying, but just as not saying it's what you have to do, just a thought. But yeah, this was like a ton of fun, and like these worked. And so it's like, well, I don't want to just keep playing these decks that work, so I'll try and build other stuff. And like everything else I build is just terrible. Like I can't figure out how to build a good Arkham deck. And I don't like the way that people publish their decks on Arkham is like really tricky for me to parse and figure out what's good versus what's someone having a laugh. So I like I'm like, I don't know, like, what do I want to just play with all cards? Do I want to play with smaller collections so I learn and figure out how to build my own stuff? It's tricky, so. Oh yeah, House Always Wins sucks. I think I tried to run through that, like, 3 times or something before I finally figured out how to beat House Always Wins. Yeah, Andre, I'll do that. And Jamie, we will... When you mentioned Arkham the other day, I was like, oh, I should say something. But, like, the thing is, I don't think I'm ever going to buy into... Well, I could probably buy into Arkham. I just not sure I will. But, so, yeah, I did actually watch a lot of playing card games, guys. I felt like, their stuff was decent, but, it wasn't... I guess here's the I guess, what am I trying to say about it? Because they're very good videos, like, and they do a lot of coverage, and I think to some extent it's like they put out so much stuff that they don't make a lot of, like, super defined things, and they always sort of allude to, like, a meta of, like, stuff, and I'm like, that's totally fine, but then they don't quite explain the decks, and I just don't really want to, I don't really want to watch their playthroughs for a variety of reasons, including spoilers, but that means I don't actually see the good decks they build, right? They just say, oh, this card's good, this card's bad, here's why it's good, here's why it's bad, and, like, if I wanted to watch, like, 6 hours, I could learn all of the good cards in every faction, and all the good decks in every faction, but it's just the way the information is spread out doesn't match well with how my brain takes in the information. So they're very good videos. They're a lot of fun for me to listen to, mostly as kind of a mid-level to background noise. But yeah, I mean, like, the thing that's hard with, like, something like Arkham is there's a like it is hard to, like, pull up cards. It's easy if you want to catch up on the good cards, they color them yellow. That is my impression. That all the best cards are Seeker. Sorry, was just getting a message. This is also no longer Orca Padma because we've cut the Orca. Yeah, I don't know. It's the other thing is, like, the other character I really like playing and I keep building is Cho, who's, like, not a good character, but just, like, a lot of fun to just play a slightly combo-y guy. But, like, he kind of sucks. So it's a little bit annoying for me that, like, it's just like, oh yeah, I should just play Cyclopean Hammer and be fine. I mean, Cho's fine, like. But I often find I'm, like, overkilling, or... Yeah, he's super one-dimensional, and it's like... Yeah, he's a lot of fun. He's, like, really good at a thing. And it's, like... It's this weird... It's, like... The thing that feels strange to me about Arkham is I feel like the design is meant to make you super one-dimensional. I just want to kind of keep them honest here, I think. Like, it's just, like, made so that, like, yeah, no character can do everything, and so when trying to set up, like, a party, especially for... maybe here's my real problem, right? I'm trying to play two-handed as someone who doesn't know the game. And so what that effectively means is that I'm trying to figure out what the coverages I need to actually have. And I keep having games where I get my characters separated slightly by like one location and suddenly just lose the game on the spot because I flipped the wrong card. Or like my guy who has no mental just like ends up landing the mental tragedy cards. And it's like, well, frick, I guess I'm dead. Special offer? Do I want to spend endurance counters on this? Okay, so now I actually can go after this Rashida, I think. Because if they pop the border control, they don't get anything out of it. Yeah, I've been using Safeguard, or whatever the Guardian asset is that you can tap to follow. Yeah, I had some ways to do it on TTS that I was enjoying. If I get hard-hitting used here, I will really deserve it, but... that makes a lot of sense. Can we flux capacitor and run HQ? I just, like, I'm trying to just throw off corp tempo here. Oh, of course it's an Afshar. Ugh. Okay. Oh, I guess we get... So we kind of come out counter neutral. We just come down 2 credits. No way. Oh, good. I can't believe I have to break this. I shit on Sapper so much, and it is actually gonna, like, oh my goodness, that's wild. That's so funny. That's so funny. Alright, 2 credits is enough to win a game in that order, though, right? We can do this. I actually, like, we're not in the worst spot. We've slowed down Op a lot. No, against Cold Lava, you don't. Because Cold Lava plays... I'm going to call them good Op decks, by which I mean decks that I like for Op. I mean, this is actually nice. This is costing me 0... Like, because I have 0 money, this plays really nice. Just don't hit a Sapper. Let's go. You respect... Yeah, Hoffer and Stafka hasn't been seeing play in Standard, I'm aware of. But that doesn't mean it's not going to. Why would Sapper be so bad it just hits Fermenter? Fermenter is my only econ right now, and I have to get tempo at in some fashion in this game. So like if I lose the Fermenter, I'm forfeiting my ability to go late, and I don't have the tools to pressure early hard right now. Sure, it was only 1 counter at the time, but the whole point is that Fermenter is going to be good later. So I think I'm going to charge up the Hyperbaric a little to just a strength 4. Okay, and then we're going to draw as our last click. Oh, and of course now we draw the ranking up, but we can just throw that on the echelon, I guess. Ooh, Atlas with a counter and a Malapert trigger. What are we grabbing? Audacity, actually just wins the game on the spot. I think it basically just wins the game. Now that I think about it. If there's any agendas in HQ, the game's just over. Okay, that's actually not bad for us, though. I'm gonna draw. Ooh, perfect. I mean, like, if this aftercharge just never costs us any, like, if we can always look at this up to 4, I guess. Let's gain our 4 now. Okay. So they just don't have an agenda in hand. Oh, they didn't have the credits to score anyway. Great. Okay, so the question now is, can I get through this server? Yeah, there really isn't a reason to install anything here. The other question is, do I have to respect the envelopment? The answer is no. Charge up the hyperbaric. Because if I charge it up one more time, I actually break Mouseless cheaply. If he wants to border control me here, I mean, he definitely can, but then I just run HQ twice, I think. Because that's telling me that he has the win in HQ. If it's a Mouseless, which I think is more likely, I think we're... Oh, that's such a bad sign. Oh, no. Oof. Okay. We just have to rip it, I guess. Okay. We actually don't have to charge this hyperbaric because the Mouseless is gonna go on. Yeah, okay. Oof. Alright, thanks Chris and Chris. Oh yeah, let's go. We rip the Ozef. I'm gonna assume that's the only agenda, so I can safely install this. But yeah, thank you both for coming by, and I'll see you next week. Yeah, I've got to do. I'm also, whenever the U.S. version of World Breakers ships, I'm going to do some World Breakers stuff probably. I should maybe look at this. Oh, wait, no, this is fine. This is fine because the Audacity gets spent here. And we have enough cards in hand to not flatline, which was definitely not always true. What 3-cost ice are you putting on R&D? Man, Conduit or Awaken Plant would be so nice here. What did they grab? Okay, they have another Audacity. Great. Okay, former carry. Great. So I have clicks to, like, keep going. Okay, beautiful. So next turn is Pop Fermenter, Into the Depths, R&D, I think. Do I just Into the Depths instead? Grab the Conduit and go. Maybe that's better. So I can break this a couple of times. We're going to use endurance, and then we're going to install a program from our stack. It's going to be conduit. We will pay 1 to trash Rashida. Then we'll turn this to always. And we can access 2 more times. So actually we want to click the fermenter first. No! Oh no! Oh, that's such a tragedy. Oh. Oh. So sad. Okay, we're just gonna steal 4 points right here. Somehow. Oh, that's so bad. GG's. Yeah. Brutal. Brutal. Yeah, I mean, like, I couldn't go after HQ there, so if Cold Lava drew it, he drew it, and I was dead. Dead on board. Man, what happened? So we drew 1 Diesel, which is not ideal when we have 6 in the deck. Yeah, it looks nice. Yeah, I mean, I also spent. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if applying economic pressure was correct there, but I felt like classic or Netrunner than what we have been playing. Though I'm sitting on 14 credits of that fermenter pop. It's not bad. I also am glad I popped that fermenter right before hitting the virus. Yeah. I did spend 0, but I wasn't necessarily going to, right? Like, if I had seen that Yakov not on the last access, I could have trashed the Yakov. If the game was going to go an extra turn, I could have, you know, it would have been useful to have the credits, but... Now, arguably, this means that my 2 credits on the Sapper were wasted. But I don't think there was, yeah, thanks for the game. I don't think there was... I don't think missing those 2 credits meant I didn't install something that I wanted to. Yeah, 2 Diesels and 3 Nukas. We were close. I wonder if these simul chips are wrong. I don't know. I should at some point... I was almost going to name this sheet, like, Shaper Fun and then some Crim Vegetables. And maybe I'll do some... Yeah, the only thing that mattered was how many times I could break Sandstone there. Like, maybe play some LMFAO 419. Also so I can get a little bit of B-roll footage of it, probably. Though, actually, I don't think my video tracks are set up properly to do it as proper B-roll, where my face is not in the way. And I'm, like, talking out of sync with my face. Well, I guess I could just turn off my face. Like, who needs that? Just my stream counts, apparently. But yeah, I don't know. Because I think the thing I want to do to follow up my math video It's actually, I should say, like, the math video thing is really interesting because it is on track to be one of my worst performing videos that I've made in the last, like, 6 months. Though I haven't made that many videos in the last 6 months, so most of the ones I've made have been, like, kind of blockbustery videos. But it has the highest viewer retention by almost a like 50% increase over my normal viewer retention. Which, like, maybe that's the thing I should value more, is like how much do people actually watch my video versus how much do they click on my video. So do I just want to say no thanks? Yeah, basically, people that start watching it know they want to watch it. Exactly. I tried to clickbait a little bit with the title. I don't think I clickbaited hard enough, honestly. But yeah, it's like, this is just going to be brutal. Like, so many of my cards don't matter here. I think Dirty Laundry is okay to play. I don't think we need to play this or gamble here. Oh, maybe this is actually more of a... If you're playing Rashida behind ice. Oh, that's good, Shadow Electric. I'm glad the clickbait worked. Yeah, I actually, like, I have the right data to go and do Project Kusanagi, Snare, Palisade, Hansei Review. So they have something that's not any of those cards. They elected not to show me. Which could be ice. I think I don't mind an Anansi so much here. But yeah, I think Diesel, Dr. Nuka, I think is still Diesel 4+. I will say with Padma, if you get a charge off of it, that on a run you are going to make anyway, which is a lot of conditions, right? Now suddenly it's 4 clicks and a credit for, what is it, 9 cards, which is 4 clicks and a diesel is 6 cards. So suddenly you've made actually quite a bit of value. Which I think is potentially the way to go. I think I'm just going to install this Echelon and draw twice. And then we're going to, like, install the Hyperbaric and draw and click for credits and just kind of keep going. Like, Snare Kusanagi is not great. Oof, are we doing some Nana Civic Grid nonsense in PE? I actually don't think, you're mentioning on us is to get down for 1 credit versus Earthrise, but is install Earthrise and click for 2 credits is only 1 credit more expensive, and hopefully you get more out of that, out of those other clicks. So I think the difference to me is if I want to play it, like, you could imagine a, like, I guess here's the world, like, I think you're right that the math really does suggest that you should not be playing you should just be playing Earthrise Hotel. And like, if the math suggests it, and you're feeling different, there's 2 possibilities. The more likely one is that you're just wrong. The other one is that maybe it's enabling a play pattern, or it's doing something different that's a little bit harder to catch in the math, right? We're just going to get this down because this isn't going to flatline me, I think. And so now I can do some, I can start being annoying to them back. So the idea would be Earthrise is really good if my deck is consistently sitting high on credits, and I don't have to worry about my, and it's okay for my deck to get the draw slower over time. Which, to be honest, is the better decks in the meta right now, generally speaking, right? Like, when we think about what do Crim, what do... actually, we just gained credits here. This is still not a threat to us. We're going to, like, run HQ next turn, probably. Oh, cool, it's an NGO front, so it was never a threat the whole time. That's almost certainly an agenda. I think we're just going to try and fish some stuff out of HQ. Like, I think getting rid of the snare here is fine. Fairchild 2. Ooh, spicy. So, I think we're going to do this. So maybe we are going to play econ cards this game. Sick. Because our opponent is apparently also playing ice, which is a big change of what I would normally expect. Yeah, right. So Earthrise is 5 units of input for 6 units of output, right? A card, a click. Well, let's not count the card because we're comparing 2 cards. And I guess to some extent we can ignore the click to install costs, right? So it's 4 credits, or it's 4 credits to get 6 cards, and the other, and Dr. Nuka is a credit and 2 clicks, so 3 units in to get 6 cards. So they're actually pretty close in value. Oh, I can't. This is a run I can't make. I have to draw first. Well, okay, I didn't actually get punished. We're gonna get whatchamacallit, hit with the baseball bat, I think. The what's it called? Wake Up Call. That's the card. And so I think the theory is, in Shaper, your econ tends to struggle a bit more. And so having a card come down for 1 that you can tap immediately to draw is slightly better than throwing down a 4 install resource, clicking for that credit, and then getting 2 cards on the following turn. Because if I was in a really good econ place, I'd be playing Criminal, right? So, like, Prim is just going to be a better choice most of the time. Do I call this a Spin Doctor and just go after it? Okay, so this is some clown car nonsense. We might even pinhole... Oh, my goodness. This is obnoxious. Okay. 10 credits, though, so we can start trashing stuff. Okay, so that's going to guaranteed be protection, so we're going to just run archives. Oh, actually, I should run after server 3 here. Ayla is not really... I would not usually consider Ayla an aggro shaper. I think she's almost quintessentially a non-aggro shaper. Oh, I forgot that I have a hand size problem. Ugh. That's annoying. That's going to make this whole game more annoying. Okay, so we have to draw here so that we can steal an oboe. Oh, I should really have put this cube on, like, drawn a second time and gotten an oboe. Okay. Credit. Oh, that's the Spin Doctor. So what's server 3 then? Some trap nonsense? Man, do I need money though. I guess I could use endurance here, but I mean, Eugene, I'll be honest, I'm not going to come to your defense here. Getting the boat early is not like a big, it's not typically a big problem for these style of decks. Like it was maybe a slight problem here, but spending more tempo to get your cards out is generally not going to make you an aggro deck. Okay, we're just going to run server 5 here. We're going to pop the Spin Doctor. So next turn, I can, if I draw this turn, click for a credit. Okay, Rashida and Unseen. Oh, that's great. Okay, so we're going to draw again, and then we're going to click for another credit. So now I can ditch this. There's a world where my next turn is something like play Diesel, going to 6 cards in hand, run HQ for 1 credit, then run R&D and get some wake counters, or just spend the wakes to try and get force through a win if we don't lose a bunch here. Oops. We will fully break Fairchild 2. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted to have happen, though. So we don't even need to do that. Reliability does have value, but Ayla very nicely takes that value out of you, I think, by having you spend all these extra clicks to draw the cards. Yeah, getting that oboe is pretty good. That takes up our win percentage a lot. Now I actually probably can do a big wake dig. They did. Oh, they did need to advance that 3 times. Never mind. Do I just go for the big wake dig? Probably not with only 4 cards in hand. I guess I can draw, run R&D. We'll charge up the wake. Maybe I should have charged up the endurance. We'll see. Yep. Anse, Jupstad, Anansi, Hedge Fund. Okay. Well, that's fine. World Tree Roo has value partly for reliability. No, World Tree Roo exists only because of her reliability on getting SMC World Tree out, like ASAP. The idea is there's some additional value you get over the course of the game for sure. Oh, my opponent very nicely helped me break R&D lock. I appreciate that. But like, oops, that's, well, no, that's fine. Never mind, that's totally fine. Do I check server 6? No, they're not going to put Agendas Blind on the table anymore. We're seeing 1 repeat card. Nope, 2 repeat cards. Oh, this was a worse run than I thought it was. That's pretty bad then. Do I go after server 1 then? I guess so. This could be a snare and I think it's okay. We'll see. I kind of want to just like get their credits down, I think, here. That's more the purpose of this run. Okay, they want me to draw cards here, which is a little surprising. I guess they're just trying to mill me out now, real hard. Okay, that's fine. Let's run server 6 here. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, I probably should have saved a credit for that kind of run. Yeah, blowing my wake encounters on 2 repeat accesses was definitely a mistake. And probably is going to cost me this game. Because I don't think I can afford to run HQ a bunch here. Interesting that they're going to go through all this effort here. Let's see. I also, like, Daijin, I guess, what cards are we trying to protect on Ayla, I guess? Like, yeah, I think the unfortunate reality is really just that if you really want extra reliability, you can play Dao, who is going to see cards almost as consistently as Ayla and have a more impactful ability. Okay, so next turn might be like a flux capacitor on Fairchild 2. The first one charges up our endurance and then the wake, and then we just like try and really hit R&D hard. Jupe Stodgrid is gonna hit us here, I believe, if I'm reading the board correctly. So we're gonna have to miracle into some card draw probably. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Let's see. So, what does this need to be? So, if this is an oboe, which is what this win has to be, I need to run this server with 5 cards in hand. So I can go draw to go up to 6. Then I just go, I guess. Oh, if it's okay, so we're gonna triple draw here. Because I can take 2 and then 1 and then yeah. So we're gonna triple draw, which might mill us out. But I think this is gonna be an anemone. I think this is like anemone, Ike, whatever. And if I read it wrong, I read it wrong, and like we're gonna get milled out pretty hard. And that is what looks like is happening here. So that's, you know, but I think playing around the most likely line makes the most sense. Or the worst possible line. Okay. That's pretty bad. Do I have to trash this Jupe Stodgrid? I don't think I do. Okay. So this is not great. I also can't, I can no longer install cards. I can't steal oboes anymore. There are 10 points left in the deck with 8 cards in R&D, so Archives is definitely a possibility now. Though I suspect there are also Nightmare Archives in Archives, which is classic fun Netrunner. I think it's like single HQ a couple of times, and then hope to... We can single HQ, it's 1 credit each time we single HQ, so we can single HQ 3 times, and then run R&D, and hope that we don't need to spend a boat counter on the outermost ice. We expect 2 more oboes, and probably a Blood in the Water, and probably another House of Knives, another hybrid release. I also don't know that this is actually an agenda, but we'll see. Oh, never mind, doesn't matter. 6 rips. Let's go. All right. Have a nice evening, Andre. And now I'm very curious to find out. I guess it's actually, if it's an oboe, I can't go for it. Yeah, it makes sense. Another Anansi. Okay, that would be pretty bad. Oh, shoot, do I have to figure out 1 second? I've got Conduit too. Tower's about 15%, really not sure. Yeah, it's not that bad, actually. And you're not 70% chance on turn 1, I don't believe. Okay, so let's go and look at Ayla. Before drawing your starting hand, we look at the top 6. So... population size is 6. Our number of successes are 3. Our population size is 45. Our sample size is 6. And we want 1 success. Oh, why is this not working? Oh, that's annoying. Why is this calculator no longer working? I have to go and find a different one. Okay. So we have about a 35% chance. Let's go and pull it up. Uh, 35% pre-mulligan, pre-draw. Okay. This is why everyone tunes into my stream, is for this, right? Okay. And then we are looking at 41 cards with a sample size of 5. And so we're now at a 33% on first draw. And then 33% on mulligan. So that actually might be 70%, because we're looking at 65 times 70, 67 times 67. Yeah, I'm already considering that, right? That's what the sample size of 6 was. So basically what we have to do is calculate what are the odds that we miss it. So 35% was the odds we hit on the first draw, right? This is hit after missing, and this is hit after missing again. So the other way of saying this is we had a 65, we're looking at what's the odds of 65 times 67 times 67. Which we can do quickly. So 0.65, and you guys can't see this, and I'll be honest, I'm sorry, I'm not going to get a calculator up, because it just takes me more clicks. Okay, so that is actually almost exactly 70%. That's 29.2% that you see the card in your 3 hands. Now, let's compare something like Tau, where we have 40 card hand size, 36 in the population, and we get 1. So we're at a 33.7% that we're going to see greater than 1. So we're getting 67 times 67. 0.67 times 0.67. That's a 44%. So it's a or that you miss the card, excuse me. So now it's a 44% that you miss. But let's add one additional draw. And now we're going 67 times 61. Oops, I need to do 0.67 times 0.61. And it's already down to a 40%. After one draw, it's 40% that you've missed. So what we're giving up by playing Ayla compared to Dao, an idea that's pretty weak, right, is we're giving up about a 15% of our games where we're going to not see endurance in our opening hand. But if we don't see endurance in the opening hand, the next question you have to ask is that actually going to cost me the game? Maybe it's more accurate to say, what is the chance I don't see it in my first 10 cards? So now we can do that. So now we're looking at 0.67 times 0.58. Wait, no, 0.32, excuse me. And so now, see it in the first 10. We're seeing it in 79% of games. And so that's kind of interesting when you think about, okay, what's the relative trade-off? If we're instead looking at a 41 card deck, yeah, it's going to be slightly good. Yeah, I'm comparing Ayla's ability to Tau getting the click to draw a card, right? And so, so yeah, that's the relevant comparison here, right? If we clicked to draw instead of clicked off of Ayla, what's our difference? It's about 10%, right? So you then have to be saying that it is worth my 10% to have a worse ID than an ID that's not seeing any play in standard. Right? I think that's where it's a little bit tricky to me. The idea, Ayla was really good in a like, it's not like Ayla has never been good. I think that would be an incorrect statement. But Ayla's best deck, I might need to go, is this one. The reason Ayla is really good here is the idea that you have really important cards that you cannot afford to get a lot of. And you just, like, influence-wise can only play one of these, like, only one Faust. Like, there was just a lot of reasons you were limited to this set of cards. And so Ayla was the most reliable way to draw your cards in time because you didn't have... like, you needed to find your Apocalypse just quickly enough. And you need to find your other pieces quickly enough. And that's not true of what the boat is, right? What the boat actually is it's a value piece. And so whether you find your value piece on turn 1 or turn 3 isn't making a huge deal because your whole deck is value pieces. So Shadow Electric, this doesn't have 6 unused influence. It has 6 MWL influence on it. So I don't know, honestly, what the cards are. I think Faust was 3 additional influence. I don't know what the other 3 influence were. At the time. Rumor Mill was the other 3. Was these just like both 3 influence ones that you played? I could believe it. Like, Rumor Mill was so important. I'm trying to think what else on this would be on there. Like, maybe Hyperdriver was an extra influence point. I wonder if I could see that. Nope. Okay, actually, we can go and see what it looks like on Faust, which I know was. Okay, 3 influence at NAD 1.2. Hyperdriver used to be extra influence. Let's see. We're looking for 1.2, I think. Nope, it actually never got extra influence. It's either banned or legal. Let's look at Rumor Mill. Okay, it was also 3 influence. Cool. Okay, so the idea was that you spent 10 influence on a copy of Rumor Mill and a copy of Faust. Yeah, wild. So Diogen, your point of, let's point out the runner deck is about edging your bet as much as possible and protecting tech cards. Having your pinhole on your Envy Ram is no more valuable than having it. It's actually, I would argue, basically equivalent to having it in your deck. I don't think it's safer. Like, sometimes you'll hit the pinhole threading, but you'll often just draw pinhole threadings. Like, that's the whole point of running 3 of them. And, like, spending all these clicks, like, yeah. I just, 45-15 with an ability that doesn't really do anything. I'm gonna have to be convinced pretty heavily that it's creating a lot of synergy, like, that the value you're getting can't be matched by other runners. And what we've seen in the meta is that if you play 3 copies of Endurance and 3 copies of Pinhole Threading and some number of Deuces Wild or No Free Lunches, you'll be totally fine. You will always have a tool accessible to you that solves the problem that you're being presented with. And so saying, oh, what I really need is even more redundancy, and in exchange what I'm going to do is give up some percentage, is worse, right? Like, you could think about, okay, how many times does Lat need to trigger a clickless card draw to give me the same value that Ayla has? Actually, probably once. Maybe that's a little exaggerated. I think once Wu gets banned, though, I don't think you can run an 80-card World Tree deck, right? So let's say our population size is 80, and I have 3 World Trees in my list. Maybe we'll count SMC too, right? So we're going to say we have 6 successes in the population. My first sample size is 6. I want 1 success. And this page keeps dying on me. This calculator used to be so good. I guess I'm going to have to find a new one, right? So this is World Tree. or SMC. So we're at 40%. We're at 62% to miss. Let's go grab it up. Okay. World Tree, Ayla, 80 cards. Or, you know what? We could do it. Do we want to do it with 70 cards? I think that's a worthwhile experience. Text edit, go. Because maybe I honestly, this might be one of those cases where I'm actually quite wrong as I think about this a little bit more. Okay, let's go down to 70 cards, right? So we have a 58% chance to miss. World Tree or SMC. And then we're going to have a population size of 66 with still 6 populations, but we're only going to draw 5. And so now we have a 62% to miss on draw. And then we're going to have 62% to miss on mulligan. So for that, it's going to be 0.58. Basically, it's going to be 0.6 cubed, right? To a first approximation for those of you going along at home. But 0.58 times 0.62 times 0.62. So that means in about so in 22% of games between 1 in 5 and 1 in 4, you won't see SMC or World Tree in your Ayla plus mulligan. Okay. In a 70 card deck. It gets worse if we go up to an 80 card deck. But so this is you're probably right, Diogene. This is your only chance of doing it in an 80 card deck, because if we compare this to a 70 card any other shaper, it's going to be much worse. We're doing Ayla math because Diogene's really good at baiting me into getting agitated and talking about places where I disagree with them. Diogene was saying that Ayla should be our go-to for an aggressive shaper, and I think that is just incorrect. I think if you want to play an aggressive shaper, you don't want a consistency tool. You want a tool that snowballs your wins. Is actually, I think, is the concise and probably more accurate way to say what I'm trying to say. So, like, when we look at the shaper IDs, Akiko is going to be aggressive early. Ayla is not going to, like, it's not going to snowball me forward. I might see my endurance turn 1, but as we've talked about, like, if I really need to see my endurance early, I can draw it in other ways pretty quickly and have a better ID ability. Padma, in theory, can accelerate other stuff. I think it's a little bit more memey. Smoke lets us be a 40 card ID with a whole extra econ. It's sort of a different thing, right? But I think it's like saying, hey, we saw that playing a 40 card ID is basically as good as being Ayla. You will draw slightly more on that first turn, but you give that up over the course of the game by clicking from your Envy RAM or from your hosted cards. Woo is just always going to be more consistent, just like basically period. If you need a non-program, fortunately we have World Tree to go and solve that problem for you. Lat is going to draw more than Ayla will. Basically is giving you almost 2 clicks up over. Padma is doing something, or sorry, Kit, again, actually a really nice aggressive ID that lets you shape the game and lets you be pretty flexible with how you do it. And Dao is waiting for a meta that doesn't really exist, though actually is pretty decent against Ag Infusion, say. Or like has some decent lines against Ag Infusion because you can move around their ice and make it so the face check is not as hard. Actually, you know what? Let's take a break from running Shaper, though. Let's go to Criminal and grab LMFAO. I'm not sure. So I guess Eugene, yes, 10% is not a non-zero difference. But it's also it's not coming for free, right? If it was coming for free, if we got to get 10% more consistency and we paid no cost for it, right? Great. But we are paying a cost for it. We're paying a cost in playing a slow ID. We're paying a cost in not having a lot of game relevant tempo text. And in exchange, we've gained 10% more consistency on seeing a card that we were going to see 60 to 70% of the time anyway, right? And if we're missing it in those games, generally what you discover is if I don't draw Endurance, I'm going to draw my other tools instead. And so now it's like, okay, well, if I drew my tools that aren't Endurance in those 10% of the games, maybe it's only 5% of the games now where I really care. Or instead of it being the 30% of the, what was the math on it, right? Let's pull up the actual numbers. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Okay, so there's a 40% versus 30% you miss. So in that 40% that we miss, we are going to see like, actually, that's one more interesting question is, we going from 44 to 40 is one action for us. So how many actions do we have to give up? So 40, 5, our number of successes in population is 3, and our sample size is going to be, let's say, 7. I don't think better than Tau, Akiko, or Kit. I genuinely think all of those ideas are going to do better for the same idea than Ayla will. Unless you're talking about an 80-card World Tree deck. That would be the use case for Ayla, I think, because your odds are going to be much higher than any of those other three. Though we had to juice those odds to include SMC to make it playable, right? If you just look at... World Tree, your stats are still going to be pretty uncommon to find it. Now, that's not to say that, like, we can probably keep this, because we have a turn that's like laundry, daily cast, click for a credit, install Docklands, I think. Cool. Cost them a credit. We'll just run archives. It's not a great run, but these cards are generally good. Let's put back the no free lunch. I don't think it's super important early here. We'll just like forge activation orders. Have some fun. Maybe we want to click... Oh, no, we don't need to click up for credits because we can... Wow. Okay. Maybe you should have clicked for a credit there so I could have paid the cost, but it is what it is. I actually think Fermenter is better here, so we can click up some incremental value. And now we're just going to start drawing for Spin Doctor. Okay, cool. Yeah, like, I think obsessing over 10% and then being like, oh yeah, that's better than, like, what Kit does, for example, I think is missing... Like, I actually think that's just wrong. Because Kit does a lot more to shift the gameplay patterns, which probably does give you a lot more power than something like Ayla does, right? Like, yes, if the whole game was about how quickly can I draw endurance, then yes, Ayla is very clearly good. But that's not really what the game of Netrunner is about, I guess, is what is a way I would think about it. I'm gonna go in with a click left here. Okay, that's good, that's good. I think with Boomerang and Amakua we're okay. Like, we can Boomerang and then just run HQ, I think. Stock buyback for 3? What is going on here? I think I'm not supposed to run here. I think I'm supposed to sit back and do nothing. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to sit back and do nothing. I'm like now 90% sure I was supposed to sit back and do nothing. How am I supposed to use Mad Dash? Do I have Falsifieds in the deck? No. Okay, I'm just supposed to feel the Mad Dashes in the heart of the cards. Cool. Oh, nice. They've given me a pinhole threading server. I think I'm going to Bravado click 1 onto Archives, and we're going to see how this goes. Okay. Don't need this pinhole threading right now. Let's make a run on R&D while we've got some forward tempo. Okay. I guess we're just going to 0 points. I don't want to make this run, but it's a little late. Okay, Eli has some good info. We've seen game loss because the console was not found, so I agree that just focusing on this reliability is not, that's all there is, but it has value that's equal to the other abilities. I don't think it has value equal to the other abilities, but I agree it's not valueless. I've just seen nothing that, no results have convinced me that Ayla's good. Man, this is going to be annoying to break the whole game. Diversion of funds is a no. Oh, frick, it's a snare. Of course it's a snare. Okay, we're going to click this. Gain 10. I want to decrease the value of purging a little bit, and it's not like gaining 10 is a bad thing for us here. So I think our plan here is when they go for a score to just doof them. Though that's going to be a little bit trickier now. Let's just keep tempo going. Nope, that's a great draw. Beautiful. Okay. So we might even just leave the boomerang sitting on the Fairchild here. I'm not sure. What did they do? Sorry, I lost track of the scroll. It's gone. Play the hedge fund. I mean, I should just charge up some turtle counters here. This is equal value, so I think I might just let these subroutines fire. Let's Bravado R&D. Oh, the nice thing is if we see an Ikoa ever, we can mad dash it, which is really nice. I think this 4 is just probably bad right now. I should not have added that to the bottom of the stack. Oop. Okay, well, we're just going to be grinding some stuff out. Like, that was always missing until Nerds came out and they showed that the free conditional draw was great. Last argument, I'll stop arguing this. Done. Talk from my soapbox. Haha. I mean, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong that, like, Lat was viewed as unplayable, and having a good hardware made him playable. But that didn't make Ayla playable, right? Lat was just the better version of Ayla, and that will probably always be true. Man, losing the 1 Docklands as our only multi-access is a bummer. Okay, that's an Eli. We get an expose. We get an overwrite. Okay, so this is the turn where we go boomerang, diversion. Is it worth 3 credits, or do we just trash daily cuts? I think we pay the 3 here. No, we're gonna maybe save that. Doesn't actually matter. I forgot. 5 credits, so the Eli can get rezzed. We're gonna take a core here, which is unfortunate. I don't think we can die here, but you never know. Yeah, I couldn't afford to mad dash there, which is a bit of a bummer, but yep. There's not any oh, shoot, hand size. Why is playing Fermented better than playing Tapworm? Because our goal is to keep the corpse money as low as possible. And so Tapworm is anti-synergistic with how we want to win. We want to stall the corp out, build up agendas in HQ, and punish them that way. Okay. And so Fermenter is congruent with that plan. Let's just inside job now. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, well, we're at 4 Amakua counters, so that's good. I've been tinkering, and my Shaper deck turned into an Anarch deck. Isn't that how it always goes? Okay, so we can install the Cat's Cradle. Run R&D. I'm trying to think what that's going to be. I hope it's not like a Mowanza. Ugh. Okay, I guess we can't run R&D. I wish I had some way of not... Do I just force through this? Do I want to get another 10 credits? Sure, let's get another 10 credits. Then we're going to click for another credit here. But it's still not doing anything. To some extent, we're probably just looking to grind them out here. Got most of our breakers out. Hyperloop, that's actually totally fine for them to score. Let's go pinhole threading on archives. I'm going to fully break Eli for 2 credits. I'm going to look at the top part of the stack. Yeah, we can put Dirty Laundry on the bottom. Oh my goodness, it is frickin' Wanza. Oh my goodness, that's gross. Okay, so I think we actually wait a turn to doof here. Oh, I actually trashed, so we definitely wait a turn to doof here. Man, I hate Wanza with a passion, and all of our pinholes are gone. So I like can't run R&D until I lose the game if I don't. So we're gonna click for credits. I think like I'm starting to just value this daily cast as HP more so than I'm like, because I know this is better than clicking for credits. But stock buyback is a card. Okay, so we're gonna run archives. Fully break the Eli. Hyperloop extension we'll take. Great. We'll pay 2 and a click. Let's just see if this is a tier. It is a tier. Cool. Cool. Glad I didn't run that. Okay, so there is a world where they score here. I run archives and then doof them. Yeah, I think this is the play. Now we're gonna doof. And then we're going to go and take our single that we just earned. And we will trash that because that's how they get back in the game probably. Okay, so we're going to draw once just so we can get some value. Then I think we doof again. Inside job is quite nice here. Yeah, singles on the last click is definitely not ideal. That's a good point. Okay. Do I just like gain 3? We're going to expose. Oh, I should have actually saved the expose. Okay, that's another Fairchild 3. I think I want to make like 3 runs on HQ this turn. Oh, gee. Oh, wait. Holy moly, I got lucky there. Where are your agendas, please? Okay, we just need some econ. So, this card that I thought I wasn't going to install, I'm going to install now. I think if they install on server 2, it's like... Okay, they purge. That makes more sense. Is there a world where trashing the Amaku is right? It's probably trashing the Class Act or something for the Fairchild sub. But maybe it's just none of that. I mean, like, that's Mwanza and something on R&D, so I don't know why they're protecting R&D super heavily, but... Fuck a stock buyback, though. Like, I'm sorry, this deck is just obnoxious. I mean, to be fair, we're also playing a 0-win conditions. we could be playing Wake Implants, and we could have, like, actually just blasted open R&D. I guess that's really what I should do here, right? Is like, yeah, there's a Mwanza, but both the snares are gone. So, like, what am I worried about? I want both of these. Yeah, I guess with both snares gone, right? There's maybe a third. Because Mwanza's one in... What was FFG fucking thinking? Oh my god. Why, FFG? Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11, 12, 13. There's probably one more snare. That's rough. Do I just run R&D click 1? We're gonna give it a shot and see. Fuck me. Oh wait, this gains the subtypes of that ice, so we do get to Begalter here. Oh, okay, that works too. Let's see. First card, okay. Cool. All right, we're closer to winning. Much closer to winning, I guess. Like, do I just take a single on HQ here? Or do I just say that's probably an agenda and click through a tier? I can't click through a tier. Oh, I can't. Oh, fudge me. Main 3. Draw 2 cards. Okay, so I think next turn is just click 1. Dirty Laundry HQ. Spend 3 clicks. Because if we steal an agenda, we just win, so... Okay. Alright, well, GG. I mean, it is what it is. We played 0 win conditions and we had our Docklands knocked out of our hand. And we did miss on a lot of singles, I think. But honestly, this is really me saying I gotta get better. I don't think you have the credits at the time. Yeah. This is also a world where if I take one more core damage, I win the game, and when I stole one ontological dependency, I should probably just say I could take more core damage, because they're not going to win out. So maybe that's actually the mistake, is I took too many negative points. Could also be that the forge activation orders are in fact bad here. And playing Awake and something else is better. Yeah, sorry for not being super talking here. Okay. Go back to... Population size is 35. Persistent population is 3. Oh wait, did I do this wrong? Oh no, this is basically the same, right? Oops. So it's 10%, 16%. Yeah, actually, Daijin, this might be my argument. By the time I've drawn twice, I've probably almost made up the entire gap to Ayla. Let's see. .56 times .24. Yeah, you've made up that entire gap to Ayla after drawing twice. So... No, because here's what I'm saying. If I'm playing my ID for consistency, right? The whole point is that my ID should have a huge consistency advantage. If my consistency advantage is equivalent to 2 clicks, one of which is free, I don't think my ID is any good. Or I think there's a reasonable argument to make that my ID is not any good. Oh, but Chris, why? Live with no fear. You didn't res this last turn, so I don't think you're going to res it this turn. Oh, you're going to res a Nani grid, though, and kill me. Get me? I realized this 2 seconds too late. Dead to Pathonymous. I can't really res because of Snare, so... Or I can't really run until I have 3 cards in hand because of Snare. And there's not... There's not a window for me to jack out, so. Let's steal a hybrid release off the top. Let's do it again. Okay. Let's just clear out archives real quick. Alright, so we're getting a couple of points here. We're going to throw away our whole hand, Chris, and get back a Nani grid. I appreciate Chris playing a iffy deck. 2 Spin Doctors. I mean, this is I mean, it feels brutal so far, but we'll see. Chris is definitely not out of this, so I should probably install this Begalter. Oh, wow. I think it's maybe right for Chris to purge here because it actually slows down my tempo a lot, but like going 1, 2, let's expose this ice. Border control. Okay, we can make a run on HQ here. Let's gain 3. And we'll make a quick peek on archives here. Just to get some Amakua counters, I think. Another simulation reset. Check archives real quick. Chiashi, Thimble Rig, Anemone. Okay. So we're quickly cycling through cards. And we're getting ready to oh wait, we've got strength 4, so we can actually go and check this. I think I can afford to trash this here. And then Bravado HQ. Oh, jeez. GG. 13 access is rough. That's actually quite accelerated win. It was a bold choice. Yeah, I guess we did mulligan, so but yeah, I think actually I want to say thank you everyone for watching. It looks like this was actually a fairly well attended stream, at least compared to my math stream. But I think I'm actually gonna call it the night. I've had a lot of fun. We went 3 and 4 on the night, which is not maybe my best, but you know, it is what it is. We got into our habitual argument with Diogene. Thank you, Diogene, for coming by. I really appreciate you trying to get me to think about things in other ways. I think it is actually pretty notable that Ayla is 10% more consistent. That's actually a higher number than I would have thought. I don't know that it's consistency that you need right now, but maybe if Cabinessa Wu gets a World Tree ban, or if Cabinessa Wu gets banned in exchange for World Tree, it's it's an option to look at when you're looking at a 70 card deck. Though I feel like missing 40% of your games is going to be pretty rough. I think we found that there's a lot of good reasons not to play so many multi-access cards, but honestly, if someone wants to keep tinkering with this, it felt like a fun deck, and maybe can exploit some particular holes in the meta, but I'm a little more skeptical. And next week I'll probably be back to playing Op or Asa, because can't stop, won't stop. And then I think the week after that I'm away on vacation, so yeah, I'll try and get a video out, maybe where I play some LMFAO, or I play some Boat Chico, or maybe some Reality Plus. I don't know, we'll see. But thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next week.